Greetings and salutations, folks. My name is James Balamuta, and in this short little video, we're going to be talking about how we can web scrape the Internet Movie Database's cast table using rvest and the selector gadget. Now, it's important to emphasize in the previous exercise, we were only really working with a collection of elements that listed out the actor or actress's name. Within this example, we're going to actually be working on an HTML table. Having said this, let's head back to the Thomas Crown Affair movie on IMDb, and let's scroll down to where we see the cast section of the website. Now, we need to sort of engage selector gadget. And when we click on selector gadget and then mouse it over the table, notice when we were using just the actor or actress's names in the previous video, we clicked on the portion that said a span. Now, this sort of allowed us to get a collection of elements. What we're really interested in is more so the underlying table structure that exists in this cast table. If we go ahead and slowly move out, notice how in the lower left it says TRTD. The TR stands for table row, the TD is table data or cell data that exists. This indicates that there's an underlying HTML table being used. To get this sort of extractor element ID, one of the things that's important is not to click on the TRTD cell, but you sort of need to mouse over towards the end of the table or maybe even the top of the table until you sort of see an element that says table. If we go ahead and click where it says table, notice that you sort of have this really weird red outline selection. And this red outline selection previously was saying, hey, I don't want any other element. But if you look up at the top, you'll see that there's like this green text, which indicates that this entire portion has been selected. And the portion that's been selected is more along the lines of the content that's inside the table. If we sort of scroll up, notice that there are no other sort of indicators that the selector gadget is giving us. That we have to sort of deselect. So the selection element of .cast_list should be okay. Let's go ahead and copy this and put it right into R. And let's say that this is going to be the selector for cast overview table. Okay. Next, we need to actually load in the rvest package. So let's go ahead and say library rvest. And from there, we need to, again, establish the IMDb page. So let's say IMDb_page equals read_HTML, parentheses, quotations, http://www.imdb.com/title/TT01552667/. All right, and if we go ahead and rerun this, notice that when we type out IMDb_page, we have an XML document, and this XML document is basically that IMDb website link that we typed in to read HTML, and it's just sort of been converted into a form that's familiar with R. From here, what we normally have been doing is we've normally piped it into HTML_nodes, and if we go ahead and say .cast_list, and we run it, notice how we've managed to successfully extract out the table node. So here we see a table with cast list. If we just do HTML text like we've done before, notice that we get this really crazy jumbled output. It doesn't really make any sense. So instead of using this HTML text, which is just extracting all of the text between the two tags, we're going to actually pipe this into HTML_table. And if we go ahead and we run this, notice that we end up getting a much cleaner and richer format. So here it looks as if we've basically managed to obtain a data frame. Now, when we're sort of using this data frame, it's really important to notice if there's anything that looks off with it. So if we go ahead and we initially look at it, notice that the first column, the name is called X1, the second column is named X2, X3, X4. And right underneath, we sort of have the table header, so cast overview, comma, first build only. And this sort of repeats multiple times. So this indicates that we didn't capture the table header. A table header is sort of the names of each of the variables. So here, if we go back into HTML_table and we add header equals true, and then go ahead and run it, notice we now have that first row that was containing the name of everything that's happening in the table appear up at the top. So here we have cast overview, comma, first build only, colon. This is now replacing the X1 that we previously saw. But we're not quite done yet. One of the things we need to do is we need to make sure that this is a data frame. And if we go ahead and we run as.dataframe, what ends up happening is we have ensured that the object that was extracted from the page is indeed a data frame. Now, we need to sort of clean this up a little bit more because generally speaking, the first column is full of all of the NA values. The second column has the actor names, but it has cast overview, first build only. And if you look at the third column basically has ellipses. It doesn't really tell us much. And then the fourth column actually has the name of the character that was being portrayed. So let's go ahead and actually save the results of this pipe setup where we actually went through and extracted the table. And let's call it actor table. And let's run that. And notice when we type actor_table right after it, basically we have the exact same results from the pipe. So let's start actually cleaning up what's happening inside. The first thing that we can do is we can say that the actor_table is equivalent to actor_table square brackets, comma, -c, parentheses, 1, comma, 3. If we go ahead and we run this, what's going to happen is actor_table is going to change such that the first column and the third column are respectively dropped. Therefore, we're left with only the names of the actors in the first column, and in the second column, we then get the name of the characters that they're playing. Let's update the column names so that they're a little bit more appropriate for what's being contained in the list. So let's say col names, parentheses, actor_table, equals C, parentheses, actor names, and a quotation, comma, space, quotation, character names. And if we go ahead and rerun this statement, one of the things that we end up getting is we can check very quickly and see actor_table. And just like that, we've managed to extract out the actor table, or the cast table on the Internet Movie Database, and we've managed to format it such that it's much nicer to work with and to sort of see.